Hello guys, in this video I'm going to talk about React useEffect hook. What is React useEffect hook? How to use it? What purpose are you going to use it in the React? But this is very important hook guys, and certainly it is built in React hook that allows you to perform side effects. That means data pitching, manipulation, subscribing to external events. Side effects or actions are your component needs to take outside of rendering. Okay, so that's what in side effects your useEffect is using for the side effects. So go for in detailed about the useEffect hook is designed to handle side effects in a declarative way, meaning you specify what effect you want to perform and when it should occur. It's similar to lifecycle methods, class component lifecycle methods. There are three component lifecycle methods guys. UseEffect will go to cover. Number one is a componentDidMount, componentDidUpdate, componentWillUnmount. ComponentDidUpdate and componentDidMount, these both are mounting the components data, mounting the data, and componentWillUnmount is used for the clean the data. So that purpose you are using. The same way is useEffect is going to perform the same thing. So let's go in detail about the useEffect. Here I wrote it down in few points guys, and let me explain the few points. And useEffect to fetch the data when component mounts, like in useEffect is taken as a callback function, and it will inside of this callback function you can write whatever you want to, but in it will cover, as I mentioned earlier, it will go to cover componentDidMount and componentDidUpdate. I will go to explain in detail in the Visual Studio Code, and optionally return a cleanup and the function to perform cleanup or unsubscribe. That is the return I'm talking about guys. Return is taking then optional guys, this return callback function perform a cleanup actions if needed. So as I mentioned earlier, componentWillUnmount will go to cover under the return callback function. There is another one I would like to specify specifically. That one is the empty array. This empty array is the dependency array, is called as a dependency array. Empty array means effect runs only once on mount. So whenever it is mounting the data, so only once if you are giving empty dependency. If you are giving any dependent in the particular array, if you give dependency, whenever the dependency is updated or changed, the statements in the useEffect can be executed again. That is the useEffect. Let's go and have a look in Visual Studio Code, then you can understand in detail. Let me explain guys. So here I wrote it in, I took it in, I import the useEffect and useState from the React, and next is the interface. And I will talk about this one. So this is the interface is for the props guys, and so I took the one of the JSON placeholder API URL. That API, this is fake JSON guys, and just if you want to Google it, and go and Google it, JSON placeholder in Google, and just to get this post URL and put it in over here. In here I have a few variables and parameters. That one user ID, title, body is there. These are fields is available. These fields I took the as in props, and so here I noted down in the side effects, and this is the component. In this component, what I declared over here, see here, and the constant data, set data, useState, and iPost, and I'm taking this iPost guys, that is the array and empty array. This data is holding this data, and set data holding this all the props. And then loading, if it is page is loading or not loading, set loading and false. I'm taking an error. If it is there any error, I will go to set that error. So coming back to useEffect, as I mentioned earlier, useEffect to fetch the data when component mounts. useEffect is taking as a callback function define on a sync function to fetch the data. So here I'm a sync function fetch data, and try catch, I'm taking try catch and try, and here constant response avoid the pitch, that JSON placeholder fake API I took it guys, and then just JSON and avoid response.json and set the data. Here I'm using this set data, and I'm setting the data whatever JSON data is coming up, and set loading. Here I took it loading is the false. After loading is in here, if the data is there, the set loading is true. Set error is empty if it is if there is no errors. If it is error, I'm passing the error. See guys, set error, set loading false, set data is empty, and console.log, and if it is there any errors. And again I'm writing call the fetch data function when the component mounts on fetch data. and optionally return a cleanup function to perform cleanup or subscribe. And I did not do any action over here. So as I mentioned, it will go to use it for the component will unmount and perform cleanup action if needed. So here I'm giving the dependency array. An empty array means in effect runs only once and mount, and whenever the pitch the data, only once it will come the data, guys. If you want to update in all the time, if you want to change in any live data, then you need to give that dependency over here, or whenever you are changing any data in that API, automatically triggering that data. Okay, that's purpose. So here in the JSX element, I wrote it in JSX element and take it loading. If data dot length is greater than 0, data dot map and item, I got the item and I return the data. Here I took it in a and key equal to, you know, like in list, if you know the use React list, guys, and you can come to know what is the purpose of the key. Key is for the unique queue ID. That purpose I took it over here, item dot ID. And title and the body I took it. If it is the error, I logged the error. Let's go and have a look in the Chrome browser. In the Chrome browser, here see guys, the body title is coming up nicely using that useEffect hook and pitch the data over here. So that's all, guys, in this video. I hope you got something else in about the useEffect. Thank you guys for watching this video. See you later. Bye bye.